Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're breaking down the reality of AI in the workplace. And trust me, you are absolutely going to want to pay close attention to this one. We are literally living through one of the most profound shifts in how human beings work, create, and produce value. I mean, you've seen the headlines, you've heard the rumors, and you've probably felt a little bit of that low-level anxiety about what all these new tools actually mean for your livelihood. Well, today, we are going to clear away all that noise. We're going to look strictly at the facts about how work is adapting for the future, and we're going to build a really clear, actionable understanding of what you need to do next. Okay, let's just dive right into it. We've got to talk about this massive, frankly, anxiety-inducing question that is on everyone's mind today. Will AI take your job? It's the huge elephant in the room, right? Everyone from graphic designers to software engineers is looking over their shoulder, wondering if a few lines of code are about to just completely render their years of experience obsolete. But what if I told you that looking at this as a simple yes or no question is entirely the wrong approach? Because here is the immediate twist, and it's a big one. AI itself probably won't take your job, but a person who knows how to use AI, yeah, they absolutely might. This is a fundamental shift in perspective. We aren't facing some sci-fi scenario where robots literally storm the office to pack up your desk. What we are looking at is a massive upgrade in human capability. The threat isn't the software itself. The threat is the colleague or the competitor who learns how to leverage that software to become incredibly fast and efficient. So that brings us to section 1, the real AI question. Which jobs will actually change first? Listen, we need to completely reframe the narrative here. It's not about total human replacement, it's about understanding what humans will actually do as AI becomes extremely powerful. To understand the future, we just have to look at what's happening right this very second. Because AI isn't some distant tech coming 20 years from now. It's already here, right now, actively assisting doctors, engineers, and everyday professionals. A graphic designer might use tools to generate 20 different mood board concepts in seconds before refining one by hand. A programmer might use AI to instantly debug a repetitive block of code. Business owners are out there summarizing 100-page market reports in a matter of seconds. This integration, it's already happening in our everyday workflows. But here is where things get really wild. AI doesn't necessarily need to completely replace a profession to dramatically change it. Think about it. If a system can compress an 8-hour, highly repetitive workflow into just 2 hours, the real disruption begins. If you suddenly finish your entire day's work by 11 a.m., your company might not need the same number of people to get the same output. Or, on the flip side, employees might suddenly become wildly more productive, turning out 4 times the work. Either way, the fundamental nature of that job is changed forever. Okay. Let's move right along to section 2, tasks instead of jobs. What is actually at risk here? This is a really crucial distinction to make. The biggest risk isn't to your specific job title, but to the specific tasks inside of it. We tend to think of our jobs as one single monolithic thing, but in reality, a job is just a bundle of different tasks. And these routine, highly repetitive actions are exactly what AI excels at doing instantly. If a huge chunk of your day is spent just pulling data from a spreadsheet to paste into a daily report, or writing the exact same customer response over and over again, those specific tasks are highly exposed. AI absolutely thrives on repetition. But listen, that doesn't mean you, the worker, just disappear. Using customer support as an example, this really powerful partnership starts to emerge. The AI handles the hundreds of identical, routine questions instantly, and that frees you, the human, up to step in and manage the delicate relationships, the complex edge cases, and those highly unusual situations that actually require real judgment and nuance. And we really can't forget that technology doesn't just destroy tasks, it creates entirely new ones. I mean, think about the pre-internet era versus the post-internet era. Almost overnight, we suddenly needed app developers, cloud engineers, and social media managers, entire careers that literally did not exist before. AI is going to generate massive new demand in exactly the same way. We're going to need people to build these systems, manage AI workflows, evaluate their outputs, and integrate them into existing businesses. The most in-demand jobs of tomorrow, they probably don't even have names today. All right, queuing up section 3 here, the human advantage, and why your humanity matters now more than ever. Before we get completely carried away with the magic of all this technology, we have to talk about its glaring weaknesses. AI might be incredibly fast, sure, but it can also confidently give you the completely wrong answer. It frequently misunderstands subtle context, and honestly, most importantly, it completely lacks real human experience. Just imagine an AI hallucinating a non-existent legal precedent, or a medical bot completely missing the subtle context of a patient's family history. A human expert is absolutely still required to understand the real-world stakes and make responsible, ethical decisions. So the main takeaway here is that as AI takes over that boring, repetitive data entry, your deeply human skills become way, way more valuable to your employer. We are talking about the ability to communicate nuanced ideas, the critical thinking required to actually challenge an assumption, leadership, empathy, high-level decision-making, and original creativity. When the machine is doing all the heavy lifting of processing the data, the premium shifts entirely to the person who can understand people, show authentic empathy, and creatively apply that data to solve real problems. Which brings us to Section 4, the true competition. Who are you really up against? This is the climax of this explainer, and arguably the single most important paradigm shift you need to make today to survive and thrive during this disruption. The future is not humans versus AI. It's employee A, who does everything manually, versus employee B, who is massively more productive because they know how to properly use these tools. Look, if both people have similar baseline skills, but employee B uses AI to research 50 times faster, automate all their repetitive tasks, and instantly analyze data trends, well, who's going to be more productive? Employee B wins every single time. That is your real competition. So that leads us right into Section 5, becoming AI-augmented. Here's your blueprint for adaptation. How do you actually make sure you are employee B and protect your livelihood? Well, the good news is you don't need advanced mathematics or an engineering degree. You simply need to follow these exact steps to figure out how to apply AI to what you already do best. Step 1, don't panic. Seriously, you don't need to predict exactly what the world will look like in 10 years. Step 2, learn your main field deeply. Really build those core, irreplaceable human skills. And Step 3, learn how AI can specifically improve that chosen field. Whether you're a student utilizing AI to brainstorm thesis topics without letting it write the paper, of course, a designer generating base concepts to iterate on, a programmer accelerating development, or a business owner deploying automated customer outreach, the goal here is never ever to become blindly dependent on the tech. The goal is to become an AI-augmented professional. You're still the expert. You're just equipped with a much, much better toolkit. I really want you to burn this concept into your memory. You bring the judgment, AI brings speed. That perfectly summarizes the new, empowering dynamic of the modern workforce. The machine gives you this incredible velocity, but you still have to steer the ship. You hold the context, you hold the empathy, and you hold the final decision-making power. And honestly, we're looking at an even wilder future ahead. Today, AI generates text and video, right? But tomorrow, as it becomes so much better at reasoning and actually planning out complex tasks, we might reach a point where one single person can routinely do the work of an entire team. Education is going to have to adapt. Businesses are going to completely restructure. Careers are going to shift dynamically. And our very definition of what it actually means to be productive will transform entirely. It is a massive challenge for sure, but it's also incredibly exciting. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, really provocative thought. Instead of asking how you can stop AI from replacing you, ask yourself this: how can I become so good at using AI that it makes me more valuable? The future doesn't belong to humans who just avoid AI, nor does it belong to the AI itself. It belongs to the humans who know how to work in partnership with it. So, how will you adapt to make yourself completely indispensable? Think about that as you head back to work today.